everyone. I hope that you're doing well. You know, we are not on holiday. The third trimester has begun. That's why I'm here to help you to achieve the program. And of course, you know, we can do whatever you want during the day. We must study, and also we have to entertain ourselves. This is why the first module of the third trimester is going to be about entertainment. And of course, to entertain ourselves is the verb from the noun entertainment. Entertainment is an adjective to describe the person who is having fun. And entertaining is another adjective to describe the source of fun itself. So make sure that you are going to be entertained during that module, of course, and to have entertaining lessons together. So to entertain yourself, where do you go? Of course, nowhere, because you are in quarantine. And in quarantine, we stay indoors, at home. So since we are at home, what can we do at home? What are the means of entertainment that you can have? What are the activities that you can practice at home and entertain ourselves? So the first picture can help us. What can you see in this picture? It's watching TV. So watching TV is the first activity that we can do at home to entertain ourselves. The second one, yes, cooking. Cooking is a good activity to stay at home and enjoy staying at home, especially with moms. It's the good occasion to help moms in kitchen. Third picture is Monopoly. Of course, Monopoly is one of the social games that you can play together with family members, and it's very funny. Now, the second place is outdoors. When the quarantine is over, will be over inshallah, you are going to be able to go out with your friends, with your family members, and to have fun. So outdoors, there are many activities that we can do. First activity, we can hang out with our friends. Second picture, we can also go camping in the forests, or you can go in mountains camping. Then we can go simply jogging in a park. Now, let's imagine that we are able to do some activities that are normally done outdoors, but we can do them indoors. And some other activities that are done indoors, and we can do them indoors. So some of the activities can be done both, like reading. Reading in general is a good activity wherever and whenever you practice it. And of course, when you read a book, you can read a book in a park, you can read it in the living room, in your bedroom, and the book takes you away from real life. And it goes abroad, it goes far from the limits of your place. So reading. Next, you may be surprised here because we have shopping. Normally we go window shopping. But also remember that we have seen module number 4, we talked about online shopping. So shopping can be done both, whether at home or outside. Next picture, drawing. You can practice drawing everywhere, okay? You take your pencil, your colors, and you go ahead. So we have here some activities that we can do indoors with our family members, outdoors, and of course, we can do them, some others you can do both. Now, when we are speaking about leisure activities and spare time activities, everyone has his or her own interests and hobbies. Of course, we need to see more about people. That's why we are going to read text. This is why I ask you, please, to bring your books and your copybooks so that you can follow the lesson easily. So reading is going to be, inshallah, on textbook page 102 and 103. You are going to find, in fact, many texts, 5 texts that are different, okay? It's not normal text like a letter or an email or an article. They are different short texts, okay? And there are speakers. Since there are speakers, we talk about bubbles, Okay? I need you please to focus on those texts and tell us who are the speakers and how old are they. You are going to find out that they are from different generations. So the young ones and the old ones. Let's focus on the oldest person, the oldest speaker, who is a king. King, who is 62 years old. He speaks here about his own hobbies, his own interests. So we are going to focus on the things that he doesn't like. My question here, focus on the 3 first lines and tell us what are the activities or things or interests or hobbies that he hates. Okay? So you are going to find out that he never used the computer, the PC. He doesn't like computer. This is why we are sure that he doesn't play with computer games, for example. That's why we are going to express this certainty in another way. So we can say, I'm sure or I'm certain that he hates PC. We can say also that surely, certainly he hates PC. Also, we can say there is no doubt that he hates PC. This is why this is how we express our certainty about an issue. Now, let's look for the reason why he hates PC. You are going to find out that he doesn't like PC, maybe because he hates technology. We can replace the word maybe with perhaps. And perhaps because he hates technology, it expresses uncertainty, okay? When we want to express our certainty or uncertainty about an issue, we can use one of these expressions, of course. Now, let's go to the positive part. What does he like to do during his free time? You are going to find out that he likes listening to the radio. This is why the older generation is a little bit different from the new ones. Now, let's go to the youngest speaker. You are going to find that Kevin, who is 15, is the youngest speaker. The same question, how does Kevin spend his free time? From the first 2 lines, you are going to find out that he likes DVDs, games, and other disk-based technology. So, he likes computer games. If you come back, you are going to find out that he likes reading books also. Okay? Not all the types of the book, e-books. He prefers reading e-books, everything related to technology. He likes to practice it. Let's go to another speaker, who is Kelly, 32 years old. From the first 2 lines, it's obvious that she likes watching films where? At home. She speaks about watching films at home, and that means that she's talking about watching TV. So, watching TV is another hobby or pastime or part-time or free time activity that the young generation practice. Next, Sandra, 22 years old. From the first line, we can see that she prefers walking cinema. So she likes also watching films, but it's not at home and cinema. So going to the cinema is her hobby. Let's go now to see another speaker. But before seeing the other speaker, if you noticed here, the list of the pastimes of the young generation is longer than the old ones. Let's help the old generation to fill in the circle of the old generation. Can you imagine or think about another interest or hobby or pastime of the old generation? You can simply remember your grandfather or your grandmother. How do they spend their free time? They can simply read newspapers. Yes, why not? If you think about your grandma, what does she do at home? She spends hours and hours needleworking. She does needlework. My mom is good at needlework, and she decorates my napkins, even my clothes with her little hands, okay? So needlework is something else. Now, there is another speaker who is the last one, Linda. Linda tried to fill in that space here. If you notice, between the old and the young generation, there is an empty space. That empty space is the gap. In fact, we can remember that there is a gap between the old and the young generation, and this is the generation gap. Generation gap is those differences, of course, in interests, in hobbies, in habits, in everything in our life. So this gap is obvious because we are living that problem. So let's try to fill in that gap. Linda said that she spends most of her free time chatting with her husband, especially when kids are in bed. That's why chatting is one of the activities that we can practice with our parents and our grandparents. And this is how we feel, and we try to fill in that gap. Can you think about something else? An activity from the first part of the lesson? Here you are, playing cards, playing social games. Monopoly is something or a game that we can play through generations. It's never boring, okay? Next, cooking also. We can cook together in the kitchen. You can make you with your mother. Now, so after dealing with all of these texts, we can see that that's true, there is difference between the old and the young generation. Still, we can fill that gap with activity that we can do together. Remember, we are in quarantine and we need to practice something together as a family, okay? Now, if you notice here that the younger generation likes everything related to technology, and at the top, here we have computer games. That's right. When we play computer games at home, we are safe, okay? But is it always safe? The question is, playing video games, is it always safe? That's right, we are safe from coronavirus, but is it safe from other dangers, from the hazards? Let's see the first picture. What can you see here? The picture and the little sentence here, protect your eyes from digital devices. All the digital devices, of course, including video games. When we talk about digital devices, because they are electronic, okay? So we can think here about, it is sure that it causes sight problem. There is no doubt. When you spend hours and hours in front of your PC or game console, you are going to lose your sight maybe, okay? But it's sure that it causes sight problems in general. Next picture, there is a relation between the video game and the brain. When we talk about brain, we talk, of course, about that organ and also the way it functions. This is why, certainly, it leads to mental troubles, okay? Of course, when we spend hours and hours in front of your PC. Now, the two first ideas, both of them, they talk about health problems in general. Now, let's see another picture to see another category of problems. Look at this boy. Is it that nice boy? He isn't, of course. When you see this picture, you can see that this boy is not living a normal childhood, okay? So let's see the problem. There is no doubt that violent games make some gamers, not all of them, aggressive. And we can talk about that addictive substance, magic substance, if you want, in video games. And violence is the second negative point about playing video games. Next, look at this picture. We have a couple. The wife seems to be unhappy. Why? Because her husband spent hours and hours playing video games. Of course, I know that you can play video games with your family members. I used to play it with my brother when we were teenagers. But nowadays, some women need their husband in their sides to help them in the kitchen, to do things together, okay? This is why playing video game can cause family problems. It's not always true. Perhaps it causes isolation with the family itself, okay? Let's see another picture. Okay, you can see that we have dollars. This game is eating our dollars. It means that it's our money. Dollars or pounds or dinars, they are our money. So these devices, they need a lot of money, okay? This is why when we see this picture, it's the dream bedroom of some boys, some gamers. They dream of having this bedroom, but of course, if you want part of bedroom, of course, it's very expensive. This is why last idea is about financial problems caused by video games. Maybe gamers waste all their time and all their money on video games. And of course, it's not good. Our pocket money, our money must be devoted for more important things. So we are going to use all of these ideas and more to work on this. You decided to deliver a speech on your YouTube channel and about the drawbacks of video games. Write the speech. So this is an essay instruction. We need to study it first to underline the keywords so that the task will be easier. The keyword is we are going to write the speech as a form, and the topic is going to be about the drawbacks of video games, the disadvantages of video games. Now let's begin step by step. You know that we are going to deliver the speech to an audience. Our audience are going to be teenagers. Teenagers, of course, they can be your schoolmates, your classmates, or teenagers in general. Of course, in the speech there is a message. And the message here is to express certainty and uncertainty about the drawbacks of video games. So, of course, you're not here to work on it with me. So this is why I prepared a writing sample. It's an example, if you want, of possible writing for our friends. It contains some mistakes, some common mistakes, repeated mistakes that we can see in our friends' papers. So I ask you, please, I invite you to read it. Have some seconds to think about what are the mistakes. Can you please find out the type of the mistake and how we can, of course, correct them. Dear followers, that's good to stay at home and play video games to enjoy ourselves, but you must be careful of its drawbacks. Certainly, it causes many health problems such as short sight. There is no doubt violent games make some gamers aggressive. Perhaps it leads to isolation within the family. Finally, maybe gamers squander all their money on video games. So be careful while playing video games. So let's begin with the first opening sentence. Dear followers, it's a good beginning since he is greeting his friends. That's good to stay at home and play video games to enjoy ourselves. That's good. But you must be careful of its drawback. Is there something wrong here? Of course, yes. The word drawbacks. The word drawbacks contains a spelling mistakes. If you notice here that there is a letter missing between the R and the W. So the correction is going to be drawbacks. Okay? Let's go further. Certainly, it causes many health problems such as short sight. There is another problem here, which is with the verb cause. Of course, cause in the simple present with it takes an S. It causes many health problems such as short sight. There is no doubt violent games make gamers aggressive. Let's begin from the first word. There is, after full stop, we need a capital letter. There is no doubt, and we need doubt needs a D between the U and the T. That's right, that it is a silent letter. Still, we must write it. There is no doubt violent games make some gamers aggressive, and it's okay. Next, perhaps it leads to isolation within the family. Finally, this is the next word. Finally has spelling mistakes with double L. Finally, maybe the gamers squander all of the money on video games, so be careful while playing video games. And here we have a full work, and it's not really perfect, but it's good. We have here an idea about if you can see here, the linkers. We need to use linkers. When we write a coherent paragraph, we need to use linkers. And here we need to use linkers of addition like first, second. If you want to ameliorate this writing, you can do it. You can add more ideas. You can use the linkers and more, of course. And of course, here there is the expression of certainty and uncertainty. So you can ameliorate this writing to make things better. I hope that you enjoyed that lesson, and see you next time, inshallah. And remember, stay home, stay safe.